Hi there, how are you? This is H. Victoria Hargro Atkerson. I am an author and very proud to be back because it's been many, many years since I made a video. So I am here to completely go back to my favorite activity, which is talking about writing and encouraging other people to participate in the art form because it's the most wonderful and the most valuable legacy we have from our ancestors. We were the first scribers of the world. We made the first books, the first libraries, the first pieces of paper, and the pencils, the whole shebang. We are it. So we need to own that legacy. And I encourage each of you to try it because everyone has a story to tell. And we need to get the word out and we need to claim the legacy, not only for ourselves, but for our children also. So, um, just a few words, because I promised I was going to tell you what was going on in my life to keep me away from doing these videos. Well, first of all, I lost a sister in New York a few years ago. And right after that, I lost my husband of 50 years. And before he died, he asked me to start my own um, publishing company because I was losing so much money. The people who were publishing my books were making more money than I was. So he was like insisting that I do this, and I did it. So I will share with you those items that I have published in a few minutes. So bear with me as I review some of the books that I published, beforehand. So the first one was Stones Along the Path. This was a book about a Peace Corps volunteer who met a very wonderful and surprising businessman and fell in love. They have a uh, bi-coastal, a two-country um, romance that led to some explosive situations between two people from different cultures. And it was wonderful writing this book because of the dynamics between people of different cultures and people from different families, different backgrounds, different values. Interesting, lovely love story. And we also have part two of that book, which is also very wonderful. And my sister in New York, who died, had asked me to write book number three, which I have completed, and I'll be doing that very soon. The next book I published was this one, which is Walking Among the Kudzu. This book was the artwork was done by my nephew, Larry Anthony. Excellent uh, uh, depiction of kudzu vines. It actually looks that way. And I have some live pictures that I can show you. Let me see if I can bring one up for you. Hold on a second. I have one I can show you. So it's a kudzu vines, which was given to the United States after the Second World War, and they had said, "There you go. That's kudzu vines. It cover everything: houses, cars, anything, and even you if you stand there long enough." Here's another picture. Okay, and there you go. So that's another picture of kudzu vines. It has medicinal purposes as well as being a very, very invasive vine. It covers the South like a blanket. So if you're ever in the South, you see these trees covered in humongous vines. That's what you're looking at, kudzu vines. And that plant is depicted in this book, Walking Among the Kudzu, and also in Buttermilk Bottom. Yes, it's one of the characters in both of the books. So it's very interesting if you would get this. Buttermilk Bottom, by the way, sorry, is a book about a neighborhood in Atlanta, Georgia. It was one of the first places blacks moved into after the Civil War, and they were there up until after the Civil War, which is 1886 to the I guess it was just the 60s, I think, when it was torn down. And the Civic Center is there now. And they're getting ready to tear down the Civic Center, I believe. But great book. You should read it and enjoy it. It's a great book because it's about Black men and how strong Southern Black men are. A lot of people don't think that they are, but they are crafty, smart, intelligent, and absolutely wonderful. Great fathers. So the next one is Enslaved. Enslaved is a book about an African American princess who is stolen and kidnapped from her village, and she's thrown on a slave ship to endure the hardships and the horrors of that ship. I did a lot of research on this book, and I think I did a great job in telling you or showing you, the reader, what it was like to be in that environment. And I think we have to be in touch with our ancestors to know what their struggles and their sacrifices were so that we can appreciate where we are today. We still have lots of work to do, but we're on the case. And I also wrote and published this one. This is Enslaved Part 2, and it's all about the Princess Gemma and her continued struggle for freedom and justice. You're going to love it. So take a look at that. Please order it. It's on Amazon. You can also contact me at Fourth Word Publications. Fourth Word Publications at gmail.com. Thank you so much. And this is a book that I published for a dear friend, speaker, and he has done a wonderful wonderful work in putting this together. It's called It Seems to Me, the Truth That Must Be Acknowledged. And he talks about how we can keep our program together, how we can be the people that are well balanced and well put together, able to deal with all facets of life. A wonderful, inspirational book. And the next one I have is done by Charles Chaz Jackson. He was the founder of the Buffalo Soldiers of America. And this book talks about his life and his family's life. They were from Atlanta, Georgia, and they travel out west on a what do you call it? A wagon train, and their mode of transportation were those. We had pictures which I had seen at some point during my college years when I visited California. One of my cousins had pictures of that event, of how, what they call the people who left the South, they call them exodusters. And it talks all about that. But this is firsthand information about what happened to our people and how we got out west. Okay. And the last book that I have published is this one by my youngest sister, Odessa Hargro Huff. She was a magnificent quilter and a magnificent chef. And we found out just before she died last August that she was also a poet. So please take a look at this. It's wonderful. The recipes are excellent. I keep hearing of people opening and finding their favorites and doing a wonderful job of cooking, just like Odessa did. The recipes are excellent. I have a cookbook myself that I put together for my family, and almost every recipe says Odessa's pound cake, Odessa's pineapple pound cake. And it goes on and on and on. And my granddaughter asked me, well, why is Odessa's name in front of everything? I said, because she was the chef. She was a family chef. She had fantastic parties. And most of these recipes that she gives us or gifts to us as a living memorial, uh, ones from her wonderful parties that she gave for the family and friends. They came up from all over. I've never seen anything so big unless it was in a gigantic hall. But the food and everything was just delicious. So pick up this copy also. You can get that. So my life began as a publisher a couple of years ago when I completed that task. And I'm proud of that. I'm glad my husband suggested because guess what? I can make my own money now. Before, the publishers of my books kept most of the money and gave me what was left over. But this time, I have control of that, plus the fact that I have the opportunity to publish the books of other people of color. And I heard a lecture the other day. I think his name was Dr. Professor James Small. He was saying, and I like this, it kind of touched me in a way because I teach Black history all the time. It is something else to empower our people. He was saying that Black people that's not our name. We are indigenous Americans and indigenous wherever we went because Blacks explored this whole world and every continent hundreds of years before before the white man even touched the soil. So I like that. I like that expression because of the multitude of Black people in this country, all of us did not get here on a slave ship. And that's the simple truth. And we need to acknowledge that. Do the research, do the reading, and teach our children the truth. And not to mention the thousands and thousands of inventors we have in this world. I'll get into that another time because it's all something else that we need to get into writing the truth and writing the history, and that's everyone's responsibility. And I hope you take that on yourself because it's a wonderful thing. Okay, so now I am going to give you a little bit of what's going on in the future here. I will be meeting with you every Saturday morning. So get your coffee, your juice, and your tea ready because we're going to be talking about writing and what it takes to be a writer. We're going to talk about the environment, going to kind of review some of the things that we talked about before. Our environment we write in, and the tools we need, the inspiration we need and get. There's just so many things that we can talk about writing. And the most important thing is to teach our children to write. There is no age limit in the career of writing. Start out as a child. You can do poetry as a child. You can do the rap songs that the kids do. That's nothing but poetry. So let's get busy and take care of this. And it's going to be short today because I just wanted to get in here, say hello, and let you know I'm back and doing other things because not only am I a publisher, I'm also producing internet shows that will help to establish our culture and the things that we need to do to build ourselves back to greatness. Before we were in prison and had this life of exclusion that we get from the majority of the people who rule this country and the rest of the world. So um, I hope you'll join me on Saturday mornings at 9 o'clock because we got a lot to talk about. Okay, and I will keep you posted on all the books that I publish, and I also will be doing a show just for writers and book lovers because they go hand in hand, the book lovers, the writers, and the books. And we'll be talking about it. We have a couple of people lined up already who are willing to start sharing their information on my site. So it'll be great. It'll be great. And then we also have a show that will be talking about women and women who have done fantastic things for our culture. We have one now that's already been broadcasting for going on 2 years now. The Men's Room with Dr. Sadiki Che Baye, the one that wrote It seems to me, I just and it is a wonderful show. It's getting a lot of notoriety, and uh, it's becoming an important document about who we are as a people and who our Black men are. We'll be doing the same thing for women also. And we also will be doing something on the historical importance of our race and our contributions to the country and the world. Okay. So please join me on Saturday mornings at 9 o'clock, and be sure to take care of yourself, take care of your family, and God bless. Take care.